You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
It is 6:08 at WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast, and WSTU. Time now for Small Biz Florida, thankfully without Tom Kindred.
Oh, no, Tom might cry, Greg. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another segment and installment of Small Biz Florida, brought to you by the Florida Small Business Development Center at Indian River State College. Small Biz Florida is designed and produced to create awareness for the business assistance programs available here at IRSC. We will also spend time during our 1 hour together to highlight entrepreneurial success, best practices, and discuss all things business around the Treasure Coast and the state of Florida. My name is not Tom Kindred. I am Katie Muldoon, and I wear many hats around here, don't I, Greg?
You sure do.
Tonight's hat, you may call me executive producer of Small Biz Florida, but I am also your administrative and outreach specialist for the Florida Small Business Development Center at Indian River State College, which my title is really just a fancy way of saying executive assistant to Tom Kindred, because as everybody who knows Tom knows, his schedule is crazy busy. We've been missing him on the show. He's currently teaching a leadership class for the IRSC School of Business.
Tom.
He is Professor Kindred tonight, yes. And I think they have a test tonight, if I remember him saying correctly. So good luck to all the pioneers in Tom's class taking a test tonight.
Does he have a big ruler like the nuns used to?
You know, I have one in my office I could let him borrow. I use it with him, though, when he's not paying attention to meetings. Got to bang it a couple times.
Wake him up.
His class happens to fall on Thursdays, but I'm pleased to announce that he will be back soon as semester is coming to an end. So pioneers, this is your reminder that finals are right around the corner. If you need extra credit, now is the time to start emailing your professors. I say that jokingly because professors actually hate that, so don't take my advice. But if you need it, it doesn't hurt to ask.
How about if you're in Kansas?
If you're in Kansas and you're joining via IRSC Global, or if you're in Kansas, you mean, Greg?
Yeah, if our players are in Kansas and they have finals, what do?
I would hope that the professors at IRSC would move some stuff around for them, but I'm not sure.
That's a good question.
We'll have to find out.
Well,
Maybe
we'll
we
have
can get
Dr.
Scott
Moore
on
in here tomorrow, so I'll ask him that.
Yes, ask him on air. I want to listen in and see what they do for that. Do the athletes get special treatment? I want to know.
Oh, no.
I am so excited for our show tonight. Joining us, we have true Treasure Coast entrepreneurs through and through, with National SBDC Day happening next week, Thursday, March 16th. I am so pleased to introduce our guests. Miss Vanessa Freeman, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. And Cleveland Hartman, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Founder of Hearts Mobility, Cleveland over here. And we're going to dive into a little bit of information about their business in just a few minutes. Also joining us after the break, a returning guest organization, United Way of Indian River County. We'll have Nate Bruchner updating us on a really interesting event that their organization is putting on. It's the Citizens Review Panel. So definitely stay tuned to learn how you can get involved in that. But first, as always, I like to check in with our studio guru. Greg, how are things in the world of Pioneer sports?
Doing well.
Yeah? You ready for next week?
We were in Niceville last week. Both the men and women played for the championship. And both were soundly defeated by the Panhandle Conference. No, that's all right. You know, and the guys have had a magnificent season.
They really have.
28-4, and the ladies won their 22nd game during the tournament. So they have won more games than any other women's team in the history of IRSC.
That's phenomenal.
And back here, the IRSC men and women won the national championships again in swimming. So it's 4 decades apiece. How about that?
I am always
so cool.
So inspired and proud of our Pioneer Sports program here. You know, they deserve the kudos. We've got some very talented athletic students in an athletic department, great coaches, you know, great sports broadcaster over here, making sure the word gets out about all these great and talented people. Now, next week is IRSC spring break, but I understand you'll be traveling, right?
Yes, we are. We're going to Hutch. Yep, the national tournament, second year in a row, again a first for Indian River State College. So 24 of the best teams in America. Of course, IRSC was ranked number 2 in America for a long, long time, and we're the 6th seed in the tournament. So it's really neat. Yeah.
That is so
Looking forward to it. Our first game, and we're the primetime dandies. We're never out of prime time, which is great. So, yeah.
That's so exciting, and we wish the team best of luck and safe travels. And I'm excited to hear when we come back after spring break how they did. So we'll look for that show and look forward to that update.
There you go.
So let's turn our attention now. Vanessa, Cleveland, graduates of the FSBDC at IRSC's first ever digital marketing boot camp, which I know we have another guest tuning in on the phone, kind of monitoring things. Would you like to introduce our phone guest there and just let the studio know that she's monitoring, making sure we don't say anything wrong?
No worries, absolutely. So who we have here on the phone is actually our regional manager of the DMV, the Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Virginia District for Hearts and Mobilities LLC. And her name is Chanel Hartman. Hi, Chanel.
Hi, Chanel. We're waving.
All the way from Maryland.
Thank you for joining us. We're happy to have somebody here making sure that we've got all the information correct.
And if she's got TuneIn on her cell phone, she could listen.
Yes, that's
in digital stereo from Maryland. Yeah.
That is a great topic there. I always forget to mention that if you do not have radio, you can join us using the TuneIn app. You can also go to WPSL's website and scroll down. There's a little red button that says Listen Live. You can click it. That's WPSL.com, and you can listen in on the show. Now, as I just said, Cleveland was a graduate of our digital marketing boot camp program. This is the first one that the FSBDC has done at the Enterprise Hub in St. Lucie West. So before we dive into our interview, I did want to let participants know that if you missed out on the first one, we have the dates planned for our next one. It kicks off Monday, April 4th at the Enterprise Hub, IRSC Pruitt campus in St. Lucie West. This is for people who need help with their digital marketing strategy. That's a 3-day digital marketing boot camp brought to us by Leanna Haig. She's our digital marketing specialist. If you're struggling to come up with a strategy, understanding buyers' personas, need the opportunity of somebody to guide you through building your marketing plan, this is the program for you. It runs 3 Mondays, April 4th, April 11th, April 18th, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. The best way to register is to give me a call at 772-336-6285. And we'll come back and we'll announce that number again after we've learned a little more about our guests over here. So Vanessa, Cleveland, tell us, what is Hearts Mobility?
Okay, Hearts Mobility, it's a DMV vendor. We're a DMV vendor. We're also a service disabled veteran small-owned business. Okay. So we're veterans, and we're our primary purpose is to help veterans. And what we do, we repair medical equipment, mainly wheelchairs, hospital beds, things of that nature. We're also COVID-19 emergency suppliers.
Wow.
So we deliver masks, gloves, all the PPE that's needed out here to keep us safe.
Okay. What's your range for that delivery?
Well, actually, we do government contracts.
Okay.
So we really don't have a range. Our range is United States.
All right.
Our physical address is here in Port St. Lucie, St. Lucie County.
Okay.
So we actually run business through our home. We go through the different VAs, governments, hospitals, and things of that nature. When they call us, they need such and such mask,
right.
hospital gowns, we deliver it for them. Right now, we're keying on Florida, South Florida.
Okay.
And we're keying on South Florida because actually my daughter is now the owner. She's the majority owner of this business, and she lives here. I'm actually from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And that's where we got started with Hearts Mobility.
Okay.
So I decided to bring it down here, and also in Alabama and Maryland. So we're trying to expand the SBDC with Leanna.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that was needed for us. especially for me, because I don't know anything about digital anything. I don't know anything about social media.
It's a whole other language.
I'm old school.
Stand in line.
So I go knock on doors, and that's just not the way to do things these days by itself. So the class was great. She did a wonderful job in telling us how to plan our business, how to become social media savvy. And so it's been great. We're planning on really getting big here soon. So I'm gonna let Vanessa take over from here.
Might I just add, we do love a woman-owned business here in the
Always.
studio. And
Thank
happy
you.
belated International Women's Day as well.
Same to
We
you.
are- Thank you. And before we dive into a little bit about your background, tell us how Hearts Mobility got started. Where did this come from? Where was the idea?
Well, I actually been in the business for 20 plus years.
Wow.
Out of Atlanta, Georgia. Actually, a company called Mobility Designs.
Okay.
And what I used to do, I used to sell and service medical equipment, complex wheelchairs, manual wheelchairs. And what I did, I started from start to finish. So I actually measured the clients for the wheelchairs, for the equipment, and then I fixed, I repaired the chairs when they needed repairing. And I started doing this in 1996. I left the company in 2014 and started my own business 2016.
Wow.
So here we are.
That is so exciting, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Being an entrepreneur is a hard thing, and we have nothing but mad respect for
Thank
those
you,
that
thank
branch
you.
out and do it.
It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
I
But it's
definitely
worth
understand
it.
that.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
And I can see nothing but smiles here between the dynamic father-daughter duo. So Vanessa, tell us a little bit about you. How did you get involved with the business? What's your background? Those types of
Certainly.
things.
So, as you mentioned, my name is Vanessa Freeman. I actually got into the business recently. My father had been running the business in Georgia since 2016, and he had the bright idea to say, hey, daughter, I would love to expand, but, given my age, I think it's time for us to go ahead and pass the torch.
Right.
And he thought that, hey, me being the oldest of five, maybe I'd like to take the reins on. And in addition to that, getting the other siblings involved. So concerning my background, as my father may have mentioned to you earlier, we're both service disabled veterans. I served in the Army for approximately 4 years, and my father has a history in the Navy, I think 4 years, right, Father? And
Wow.
4
Thank
years
you both for your
in
service.
the Navy, 2 years in the Army Reserve.
Wow.
Yes. And in addition to that, I am a certified physician assistant. And so, I wanted to take the two, and kind of combine them. So it was my hopes that after taking the reins and becoming majority owner, as well as president and general manager of Hearts Mobility LLC, was to not only give back medically, but to those locally, especially those that with mobility issues and needs, and especially to our local veterans.
Wow. That is amazing bio there. I commend you on that
thank
completely.
you.
And thank you both seriously for your service. We here at the SBDC, we're very supportive of our veterans and IRSC in general. I don't know if you know, they just opened the Veterans Center for Excellence on the Pruitt campus. So I'd encourage you to stop by or come see me, and I'll walk you over there, do a little introductory. They offer a lot of really cool services for veterans and veteran-owned businesses. So
Absolutely.
definitely would love to connect you with that.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the assistance and services that Hearts Mobility does. I know you fix wheelchairs, but is it more of a service, or is it, a product?
Right now, it's more of a service.
Okay.
If any veterans have problems with their equipment, say like their battery died, we replace the batteries. If the
Okay.
tires go flat, we replace the tires. Electronics, I do electronics. We also do the products as far as say walkers. If they need walkers, we'll sell them walkers,
Okay.
canes, things of that nature.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So we kind of cover the gamut of durable medical equipment in the medical field.
Wow.
And if I may add, in addition to durable medical equipment repair, we have also started to venture into the personal protective equipment sales. And so, as my father was mentioning earlier, local hospitals, anyone who's in need, essentially, of VA centers, as well as, urgent care centers, nursing homes. If there's a need for medical supplies such as masks, gowns, gloves, bouffants, shoe covers and such, we are also selling those as well.
Little bit of everything. That PPE was in high demand the past couple of years.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
I know there were multiple organizations, healthcare individuals that had issues getting masks and things like that.
Exactly.
It was because of the pandemic, it just brought on like chaos everywhere.
Right.
And so when we got the call that they just need masks, we were ready to step up to the plate.
That's awesome. The Treasure Coast cheers you on for that one right there. Everybody on the front line of the pandemic. So let's talk a little bit about entrepreneurship. What makes your business unique, and tell us about some of the challenges of entrepreneurship. Do you have any advice out there for others, who are thinking of starting a business?
Well, getting started the right way. I made sure that we crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. So it was a long process. Like I said, I've been in this since 2016. However, we're just really starting to see progress as far as the financial side of it. So it's really hard work. It's long hours. It's dedication. I put aside everything that was outside the business to develop this and get it off the ground.
Wow.
So if you want to become an entrepreneur, just dedicate yourself to your craft. Just no matter what, just dedicate yourself to your craft. Enjoy what you do and keep at it. And eventually it'll pay off.
Great advice.
Right.
And I know that must have been difficult, as I know, Vanessa, you said you have 4 siblings.
Yes, 4 other siblings.
Wow.
Yes, a total of 5 of us.
Yes, 3 girls, 2 boys. I want to give a shout out to Chris and Jalen Hartman. Those are the next in line for entrepreneurship.
All right.
Those are my 2 sons.
So is that the succession plan? It's just going to go down the family line there?
Well, what my vision is to allow all of them just to work together. And if they choose, they can branch off and do whatever they like. I just wanted to kind of bring them into the entrepreneur realm of things in order so they can see what it takes and what they need to do in order to become successful.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Father's Day's not far away. I'm seeing a nice big gift on your front porch when it comes around.
That.
So let's dive into a little bit about the digital marketing boot camp. Now, we were talking before the show started in Cleveland. You told us that you got to do your first Facebook Live. How did you feel about that?
I actually felt pretty good. It caught me off guard because I didn't think I was going to be doing it that
right.
day. And it was the last day of the boot camp. And it was only 2 of us that was there. No one else showed up. So I had like 30 minutes to just do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time that I actually got on the mic in front of, I guess, a little audience. It was only like 2 people, but that was enough for me. My daughter Chanel, I actually had her on the phone writing the notes down in class with the digital marketing, and she is like the social media guru.
All right.
And so she was the one who actually got me through it. So shout out to her.
I see her waving
Yes.
at the camera there.
Hi, Chanel.
We see ya. So speaking of social media, how can people find your business? What handles do you have?
Certainly. So right now we're actually across several platforms. We can be found at Hearts Mobility, spelled HARTS, Mobility, all one word, and you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Again, that's Hearts Mobility, all one word, HARTS Mobility.
All right, perfect. So tell me a little bit about your favorite part of the digital marketing boot camp. What was your biggest takeaway?
The business plan for me. The reason why I was able to get this off the ground because I've done it so long, but I really never knew how to plan.
Okay.
I didn't know how to plan. I just did it off experience. So writing up a business plan and knowing how to put that plan into action was the big takeaway for me. I just had no idea. It took all that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to have a business plan in order to get financial help.
Right.
Working with the government, you have to have a plan to show them that you actually know what you're doing.
Right.
How long you've been in business,
Mm-hmm.
who your connections are, what are your future, what do you plan your future being, and things of that nature. So the business plan for me was the biggest takeaway. The second biggest plan for me is being able to get on social media, all these social media platforms. Because like I said, I don't know anything. All I know how to do is get on Facebook and scroll up and down.
Hey, that's doing something though.
But now because of my family, my daughters, now I know how to, save. I know how to paste and copy now.
We're getting there.
We're
Progression
learning,
is slow.
learning.
You got to crawl before you walk. Absolutely.
That's absolutely true there,
So bringing them aboard has actually been a heaven sent, and I'm proud to say that I actually have my kids to follow in the footsteps that I dreamed about, and it's pretty special to me.
Oh, I love that so much. I'm going to go home and hug my dad.
There you go. That sounds great. Now, have you guys had a chance to meet Scotty yet? The
we actually talked to
procurement guy.
we actually talked to Scotty on the phone a couple of times.
Good.
So he actually has guided us through certain things that we needed before we actually took the next step.
Right.
I can see him doing that.
Yes.
That's a good point, Greg.
So he's really been helpful. Matter of fact, everybody over at the CBDC
Absolutely
has been very helpful. I don't think we would be here if it wasn't because of them. So,
well, thank you both for that. And that's a great point, Greg. I was sitting here thinking about my next point of topic was going to be Scotty, because I'm just recently starting to learn a little bit about what it is Scotty does. I mean, I know the surface, but I'm trying to help him a little more. That is an in-depth program, procurement, government
he's a
contracting.
miracle worker. Yeah,
he is. I'm also a part of a procurement in Georgia, and it was great. But Scotty is almost on a level by himself.
Yeah, very detailed, very responsive.
Yeah, he's a superstar.
Yes, he is.
He really is.
Absolutely.
And plugged in.
And for my procurement people in Georgia, no offense, you guys are lovely, but Scotty is the man.
Yes,
Scotty's word
he's
out.
the
And
one.
he loves to tell me that he listens to the show while he is mowing the lawn. So he'll listen to the rerun that plays on Monday. So shout out to you, Scotty.
That's
Thanks
right.
for listening
Thank you,
in.
sir. We appreciate you.
So let's go back a minute to talk a little more about entrepreneurship. Let's tell about a unique moment during the program or during business that you kind of realized, hey, I'm here. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm known. When did it hit you that you were a successful business and that you were thriving?
Actually, when I actually joined the boot camp.
Okay.
SPDC in the digital marketing. When they were asking us questions about our business and things of that nature, that's when it hit me. Okay, wow, I'm really doing this. So yeah, it's been recent. It's been recent that even though I've done business in the past, now we're on the next level, bringing my daughters in, and yeah, it's hitting me now that we really are on our way to be very successful, and
It's exciting.
you know, being here locally on the radio station is also reminding me that I'm making it. Man.
It's a blessing for sure.
No, well, we will definitely be having all of you back.
Thank
you've been
you.
great guests. And our final question before we leave to three of you. Vanessa, where do you hope this goes? You know, you're taking over. You have taken over.
Yes.
What do you hope to learn from, SBDC, business in general? Where do you see the business in 5, 10, 15 years?
You know, that's interesting that you say that. I'm currently a part of a doctoral program at night, so
Wow.
it's
Congratulations.
coincides with. I know I don't sleep.
Power
sir.
woman
I don't.
right here.
I was just going to ask.
I don't sleep. I
Do
have
you have an hour or two to,
barely.
To take a nap?
Plus a wife and a mother to a 2.5-year-old. So I barely sleep. However,
amazing.
but so to answer your question, the doctoral program does kind of coincide with the leadership, and honestly, some of the things that I've taken pride in is the fact that we have become federally certified as a service disabled veteran owned small business. Okay, in addition, and that's a pretty big feat for us, because I
Yes.
know that's not granted to a lot of businesses. So I
Right.
take pride in that. And in addition, we're also seeking a couple of additional federal certifications in 8A through SBA that will help economically disadvantaged minority small and women's businesses. And we're also looking to try to do some stateside certifications as well. So I really pride myself into knowing that we're working on getting those done, so that way, like I said, we can really hone in on what it is that we're trying to do, which is help and serve the community and
That's
here in the
awesome.
local area.
That is awesome. That is great thought to leave us off with our first guest here. And before we cut to a short break, just tell us, how can somebody get a hold of your business to get some assistance?
Certainly. So as we mentioned before, we can be found on all social media platforms at Hearts Mobility, HARTS Mobility, one word, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. In addition, we do have our own website, and that is www.heartsmobility.com. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us at info@heartsmobility.com. We'd love to have you. Any questions, concerns, feel free to send them our way.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
And I want to give a shout out to Antoinette
Yes.
Smith. That's my daughter in Georgia, and she's the manager out of that region.
Yes.
So we got it going. We
And
got it
shout
going.
out.
And
Shout out.
two more last shout outs. We do have two more additional employees. Her husband is our field tech in Georgia, Jamal Smith, and Wendell Richards in Texas. He is our IT guru. He's the one
All right.
that got our website back up and running. So thank
Shout
you
outs
all
across the
for your help.
nation.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
We
you.
love it. Vanessa Cleveland, thank you so much. I look forward to
thank
having you
you.
on the show again and seeing,
Certainly.
with the partnership with SBDC, how your business is going to grow in the next couple of years. I'm excited to watch you.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
With that, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're talking to United Wave Indian River County about their Citizens Review Panel. So don't tune out of your radio just yet. We will be right back.
With any business, the most valuable asset are the people and the teams, no matter how small or large the organization. Hi, I'm Catherine Culhane, Associate Director for the Florida SBDC at Indian River State College. Let us help your organization turbocharge your team. As a certified driving forces analyst, I will help management work more effectively with your people, increase and improve communication, reduce conflict and stress, better understand strengths and weaknesses so that your people are properly aligned in their jobs. Hire the right people. Let the Florida SBDC at IRSC transform your company using a customized assessment system, knowledge, and resources. Grow and accelerate your organization by turbocharging your team. To get started, contact the Florida SBDC at IRSC.
For confidential one-on-one business consulting at no cost, contact the Florida SBDC at IRSC at 336-6285. Online at irscbiz.com.
The IRSC Tradition of Champions is continuing. Hi, I'm Benji Pierre of the men's basketball team at the River. The men's basketball team has achieved its 5th consecutive 20-win season for Coach Charlie Wilson. The RSC Lady Pioneers are continuing their winning ways. Baseball and softball has started. In the classroom, the entire athletic department is averaging better than a 3.2 GPA, with 18 athletes getting straight A's. The Tradition of Champions continues at the River.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us. What a great first segment of tonight's show, Greg.
Wow, wonderful. Yeah. It's really neat.
Entrepreneurship
Yeah.
through and through. And I promise we did not pay them to say all those nice things about the SBDC. That was just a great little add-on for us. I'm going to make sure that Tom listens to this show later and gives me some kudos.
What you do for SBDC clients is really and truly amazing. Seriously. I mean, we've been with you guys for, 6 years? So, yeah, it is. Something else. Something special.
I know, and we are growing the amount of new requests for consultings that we get on the daily just across the Treasure Coast is just outstanding. There are so many entrepreneurs out there who want to start a business, so many already established businesses and organizations that are looking to grow, succession planning, marketing, and a no-cost service through the SBDC. I can't talk about it enough, which is why I work here. So that's my little spiel for the SBDC for the night. I am super excited to introduce our next guest. We have Nate Bruchner from United Way of Indian River County. Nate, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
How you feeling tonight?
Good, really good. I actually ran into Professor Tom before I got here, so
Yeah.
I know that he is working tonight. I actually interrupted that test.
Oh, no. They were probably thankful. The students were probably thankful for that guy that came in.
Right. Gave him a little break.
Oh, that's
Really,
awesome.
that first guest was amazing.
I know. I'm so excited to have Hearts Mobility
Generational
back
business.
on.
Well,
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I think
yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, no, it is.
I'm
And
excited to
So
have him back.
unusual.
Mhm.
It really is.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
cool.
American dream right there. That really is, and they're hitting on it. And COVID's brought that out a lot. People are saying, I'm not happy where I'm at. I want to be where I'm happy.
It's
And a
what
lot of
is-
that's starting your own business.
What is, I believe Sherm calls it the great resignation. Everybody is starting their own business, becoming an entrepreneur. Nobody wants to work for anybody anymore, which
Right.
can be bad and good on both ends, you know. So we'll see where, the economy and the workforce goes in the next couple of years and post-pandemic days.
Exactly right.
Let's dive in and talk about this citizens review panel. United Way's been on a couple times. This is the first time Nate and I have met, though, so
Yep.
pleased to make your acquaintance. Welcome
My
to
pleasure.
the show. Welcome to the show. So tell us a little bit about United Way to start off. I always like to give the organization, a little bio in case we have new listeners tonight.
Absolutely. So I look at United Way as an opportunity creator. Whether it's through fundraising, volunteering, advocating, we have Indian River County's best interests at heart, and we do everything we can to provide those opportunities to our families.
Right. That's so important, so important. And how did you end up with United Way? What's your background?
So, started as what's called a loan executive, and,
Okay.
and that's from the fundraising standpoint. We have businesses that come on and they volunteer. Some of the employees volunteer their time to help raise money for United Way, and they do a fantastic job. That's actually how I got my start. I was selling commercial real estate, and I got on as a loan executive, met a bunch of great people at United Way. They introduced me to a bunch, even more great nonprofits that I got to speak to, and that's kind of where the hook started. And here it is ever since.
Wow. And I was surprised to find out just how many nonprofits there are in Indian River County.
We have a lot.
Our office just ended a grant program with Indian River County for nonprofits, post-pandemic disaster relief funding, and I was just blown away by the amount of nonprofits that are in Indian River County alone. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, a lot of great ideas up there, a lot of big hearts. We'd like to see a little bit more collaboration maybe not everyone needs to start their own 501c3, but the ideas that are being generated up there are just amazing.
I could not agree more. And we've had Sarah, and we talked to Stacy before. I know we talked
Taxes.
about the Vita program. Is that still running on, or
It is. It goes till tax day.
Okay.
And there's a Vita program down in St. Lucie County, but we've got one up in Indian River County. We've got 5 locations, and we are buzzing. I mean, we're churning them.
We had a great show with Sarah a couple weeks ago talking about Vita. If you need tax assistant, I encourage you to reach out to your United Way, St. Lucie County, or Indian River County to get some tax assistance. I believe the show aired maybe exactly a month and a half ago. We'll post it on our Facebook if you want to learn more about their Vita program. If you haven't done your taxes yet or you need help, strongly encourage
great program. Free of charge.
Free of charge.
And honestly, they're going to get you everything that you're due. It's a really great program.
And before we move on to the next program, you want to just plug the phone number they can call for Vita?
Absolutely. 772-567-8900. Very easy to remember. Or UnitedWayIRC.org, and you can even schedule your own appointments.
There you go. Perfect. So I'm excited to learn about this Citizens Review Panel. What is that?
So this is the really great time of year when we get to spend the money.
Right.
All the money that we raise, now we get to spend it. It's nonprofits apply to United Way every year that focus on health, financial stability, or education.
Right.
Health and human services. And we bring in these nonprofits that apply, and then we bring in residents of Indian River County that come in and they review the applications. They meet with the agencies. And a lot of the times it's people that want to know more about the communities, more about the issues that are facing the community. We'll get experts in there, either retired teachers, nurses, healthcare workers, anyone that comes in that wants to volunteer their time. They get to read and they get to meet these agencies and learn a lot about them. And a lot of times they get hooked. And then they want to volunteer specifically for that agency because we have our agencies, our funded partners is what we call them, are doing a lot of great things up there.
Wow, so that's a great way to get involved.
Now, do you actually tour some of the agencies as well as a loan executive?
We are now getting back to the tours. COVID knocked us out, and it was really a bummer.
That makes sense. Yeah,
that's the great part when you get to go to the agency, meet the people, see the services, see the programs in action. That's when people are really blown away. They really get to see all the hard work that's getting done.
A couple of our friends from Publix were loan execs in St. Lucie and Martin and up in Indian River as well, and they were totally blown away.
And how about Publix? Publix is a huge part of United Way in the South, and especially with United Way of Indian River County. Boy, those employees, they give and give and give, and then they love to get involved too because they love to volunteer as well. So Publix is really a huge part of this.
We stand Publix on this show.
Yes.
I'm a fan.
Wear green.
How often do you guys hold the Citizens Review Panel? Is it an annual thing?
Every year. That's the great part. So every year we get to put out these dollars. We fund in 2-year cycles. Okay. So this year we're funding health and financial stability programs, and mental health is a big one. We've got lots of great mental health programs coming in. Looking for funding, and we get to learn all about what's going on, and it's not just in Indian River County, it's nationwide. The mental health crisis that's going on. I mean, these programs like these are key moving forward.
That is so true. And when is the next one?
The next CRP. Mm-hmm. So we're coming into that process now. We've got a training April 1st. That's when I get to train everyone.
Nice.
Everyone gets to hear my boring voice, but that's okay. But yeah, we do a training April 1st, and then we start site tours starting April 11th and take us to the end of April. And it's a great time. Really fun.
And what type of citizens are getting involved? I know you touched a little bit on it a few minutes ago, but tell us, in the past, who have you seen in the room? Has it been, well-known entrepreneurs, organizations?
It's been across the board.
Okay.
Lots of entrepreneurs.
That's good.
Really like to get involved. They more like to have their employees get involved because they want a sense of ownership. They want a sense of know the community, and this is a great way to do it. So we have had business owners, but a lot of business owners want to branch out and get their employees involved because there's some ownership of the community that goes along with that.
That's a great tip. People do like to get involved in the community, and this is a great way to do it in an educational way, for good causes.
Yeah, and you get to give back with your mind.
Right.
That's a great thing that employers love to focus on is keeping their employees involved in the community.
Right. And tell us about the training program. How long does it last? How often do you meet?
That's the easy part. So it's really just a one-time training, and then we match you up on a panel, and the panel will consist of anywhere from 6 to 10 people, and then they'll go and review 3 agencies. And when I say review, so they read a grant application. There's lots of supplemental information that they're going to read, audits, 990s.
Wow.
They really do a deep due diligence work.
In depth, right there.
Yeah, and because we want them to understand, what the program is, what it does, how they're really being effective with the clients.
Wow.
Because those dollars flow, and
you have to do that, though. I mean,
absolutely. It should be done. As a donor, you should kind of expect that sort of due diligence from an agency if they're going to give out your money. You want to make sure that they're secure, that
right.
agency is doing great work.
Right. Is there a certain location that you do the training at? Is it virtual, in person? Does everybody meet at the United Way office?
And this is the first time that we're actually back to in-person training. We do have a virtual option, but as of right now, knock on wood, no one's taken that option. They want to be out there in person. They want to meet with people again. They want to get out and around. So we're doing it at First Presbyterian Church.
Okay.
They're kind enough. They've got a great meeting space. Mm-hmm. And then we get to kind of pair off, and all the panels get to meet each other and talk about the agencies. And then they'll set the dates and go out on the site visits.
I'm so excited to hear that people are getting back out there.
Right?
And doing things in person. I know
Yep.
we still see quite a bit of a hybrid going on in terms of students. I think they prefer to sit on their couch and do homework. But as far as community organizations and events, the Treasure Coast has been thriving.
Yep.
Every event I've seen has just been packed with people. And whether it's a nonprofit fundraising or just a fun event, I'm excited to see the Treasure Coast back out there and hopping.
And that's a credit to the local business community as a whole.
You're
They
so
never
right.
shut their doors.
You
They
are so
wanted
right.
people in. They wanted to bring them in.
You are so right.
Keep them walking through the door.
I like that. Revolving.
Yes, revolving door.
Yes. So, can you tell us a success story with the Citizens Review panel? Have you seen a big impact from a certain organization who was a part of it, or?
I look at Healthy Start. I just had a conversation with their executive director today, and we've been funding Healthy Start for years.
It's a great organization.
It really is, especially now. And when we talk about hybrid models, they had to switch to a hybrid models.
Right.
And they really had identified lots of gaps in services that mothers were facing because they couldn't get to a doctor's visit in person. Everything had to be virtual. And they weren't comfortable asking the hard questions.
Right.
How do I get to this service? How do I do this for my unborn baby? And so they've identified those. Now they're moving forward, and they're really making a lot of great changes. But we've had volunteers that will go on a site visit and just get hooked, and Healthy Start is a great example. We've had volunteers that go and are now serving board members with Healthy Start. So again, when you're using your mind, you're opening up a lot of options for these nonprofits. It's not just opening your wallet, but it's opening your knowledge and experience, especially small business owners. You want them as board members on nonprofits because they're out-of-the-box thinkers. So it's really important to have that.
I couldn't agree more, and that's a great point, opening up your mind and not your wallets, because anybody can really get involved in this. If you don't have the funding to support in ways that you would like to, put your brain to work.
And that's why the citizen review process is so important. It's such a cornerstone for United Way, because we do access those people that might not have that financial ability, but the brains are there, and they're willing to share them, and we want them. We want their knowledge.
And I'm a strong believer in collaboration. When you get people together, a big, vast variety group of people, you're going to get all sorts of ideas and accomplish so many things because there's different mindsets in the room.
Yep.
And that's my favorite part of entrepreneurship in general is the mindset behind it. So how does somebody get started with the training program? Do you have to register in advance? Do they just give you a call and say that they want to join on the first day of training?
They can do either. Again, they can go to the website. They can go search us online, unitedwayirc.org, and there's a link where they can sign up. They just fill out a little Survey Monkey, and then they get added to a list. We're getting some good involvement now. It was a little slow starting out. I think people were nervous. We started advertising when Omicron was kind of peaking.
Right.
So there was a lot of hesitation, but now things are kind of calming down, and we're starting to see an uptick in folks wanting to get out there and come on and try it. So they can go to our website, or they can call us, talk to Stacy or myself, Nate, and love to talk them through and let them know kind of what the timeline is.
That's so awesome. So awesome. Is there anything different other than, post-pandemic, going back to live person? Anything new with this year's panel? Any new organizations you want to give a shout out to? Or
we had we were going to have 4 new organizations coming in that were approved through our process, but now that's down to 1. And the great thing about that is the organizations that are kind of bowing out, they found other sources of funds, and so they're not being greedy. They said, listen, we don't need to access those funds right now. They're better used going to somebody else. And they just politely bowed out. And I thought that was such a strong comment.
Boy, that's good to hear.
Right?
Yeah.
There's lots of good dollars, and lots of people are saying, they're willing to take a step back and let those dollars go to somebody who might need them a little bit more.
Oh, that makes my heart so happy.
Right.
So tell me a little bit more about the idea of volunteer, the qualifications. I'm sure they probably have to be of age, 18 years or older, and
and historically we've had an older demographic that's come in and volunteer, but we've kind of starting to see that age drop a little bit.
Okay.
As employers are hiring more now, we're seeing a younger age group come in. That again, they may not have that financial wherewithal, but they do know that they want to be involved and they want to make a difference. So we're seeing that age drop. Computer literacy is always a key because everything is done kind of online when you're accessing the information, so that's important. But as long as you have a desire to help your community and learn a little bit more about it, that's all you need.
I love that. Is there community service hours opportunities for students who might need it for scholarships and things like that?
Yeah, well, we've engaged the high schools before, and not necessarily through this process, but through what's called our Day of Caring.
Okay.
We usually get lots of high school students coming in, and that's where we go out in the community, and that's going to be upcoming. And I'm sure we'll have Sydney down here to talk to you about it, but that's a great opportunity to get out there and get your hands dirty. You get to work for nonprofits. You get to help their physical facility get improved, either painting, mulching, you name it. But it's a great opportunity to get out there and get your hands dirty.
I love that. And we actually have a successful nonprofit that started out of Indian River State College. They're a client of the SBDC that I believe does work with United Way. That's the Helping Hands Committee. It's a great little group of students that are cleaning up gardens, they're cleaning up the streets, they're doing whatever Indian River County government needs them to do. And it's just a group of IRSC students who wanted to do more in their community and need a little help structuring, and they are doing that. I see them on Facebook, every other weekend they're out doing something. So shout out to them. They really...
and Publix is a big involved, is
yes.
largely involved with that. I mean, they probably put together, every store puts together a team. So they come in force.
That's a good point. So again, tell us, how can somebody get in touch with your organization to get involved with the Citizens Review Panel, or pretty much anything with United Way in general? If they have questions, are there separate lines, or is there one main line they can learn it all?
One main line, and then it gets
makes it easy,
divided out, right? But our website is so thorough; it's got so much on there. Sarah, our marketing director, has done such a great job of bringing that kind of forward and really adding so many links to it. So UnitedWayIRC.org, and just have fun. Just play around and you'll see lots of stuff. We've got our Vita program that you can register for, and lots of great information about the community.
And what's that phone number again that they can call to learn some more?
772-567-8900.
Wow, what a show tonight, Greg. We've got United Way, we've got entrepreneurship. I can't ask for a better show than this. And you said the first training starts April
1st. That's our big training day. So they
Okay.
if someone wants to get involved, reach out to us now.
Okay.
Go on the website and fill out that link and or click that link and fill out that survey and get involved.
Okay, and how many trainings will they go throughout? How long does it go?
It depends on when they register. If it's after the first, which we may still be taking people at that point, I would just do a one-on-one training with them.
Okay.
Bring them up to speed on kind of what it's going to look like. But we'll just do one large training, and then everything else after that will kind of be maybe a one-on-one or a very small group training.
So no harsh deadline on that. If the show gets replayed and you miss the first training, just give United
Right.
Way a call, and they'll get you in for some training and get you involved. And
Exactly.
One more time, that phone number?
772-567-8900.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Nate.
Thanks for having us. Great show.
We always love having United Way on because I always learn a lot about the different things that you've got going on at the program and also different things happening in the community. It's a great way to stay updated with what's going on across the Treasure Coast. I'm a fan of everything that Sarah does in marketing for you all. She's great. Loved having her on the show.
She's good. And sorry, Professor Tom, for interrupting your test tonight.
I'm sure his students didn't mind. I am sure his
I saw
students
some
didn't
worried
mind.
faces.
Well, I don't know. I haven't taken Tom's class. He's teaching leadership this semester, but he usually teaches entrepreneurship. That's kind of his bread and butter, and he likes to have students on the show. But I haven't seen any students from his leadership class pipe up and say they want to come on Small Biz Florida. So I don't know if that's because Tom forgot to invite them, or if that's just because we've got some shy students.
Come on,
because it
Tom,
is a hybrid,
get 'em on here.
right? That's what I'm
If
saying.
any of you students are listening, we need dirt on the guy.
I'm sure that we can convince Professor Kindred to give you a couple extra credit points there to join. So we're wrapping up the show. Again, love having entrepreneurs on. Great company, Hearts Mobility. That was a great introduction to tonight's episode. And then, Nate, thank you so much again. United Way, Indian River County, they've got their Citizens Review Panel training coming up. Give them a call. Phone number one more time.
772-567-8900. Get involved.
Get involved. And with that, we are wrapping up tonight. We're wishing Greg best of luck and the Pioneers on their travels next week over spring break. And for those who are not in the athletics department at IRSC, enjoy your spring break and get some rest. It has been a stressful first start to 2022, but we're almost through. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, WSTU, Stewart.